Good day, brothers and sisters. I'm Willie Brown, president of Local 234. Past videos, we told you that we were working on some things with SEPTA. I think we almost coming to a conclusion of what we're working on. As most of you know, especially the people who work in the subway, and especially the operators who work out there on the Market Franklin shuttle line and the grocery shuttle line, that there are issues of danger out there that we have to address. People are in danger. In the subway, as you know, when it comes to the cleaners, when it comes to the cashiers, the stations have been taken over by homeless people, and I don't want people to think I'm not sympathetic to the homeless cause, but homeless people. Also, you have drug dealers out there. You have people shooting up out there the whole 9 yards, and it's become unsafe for our people to work in. To the point where when we send the cleaners out to the cleaner stations, they have to make deals with the drug dealers or the drug addicts to let them clean certain areas. We've had a problem back a couple months ago where we had our cleaners out there cleaning up in Albany, and it was early in the morning, like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I guess they were taking too long, and it was gunfire was directed in their direction. When you go up in the northeast up there on the Market Frankfurt, you up there and people cleaning. Had one guy come up to a cleaning crew and say, "Look, you mess with my business. You have a couple minutes to leave. By the time I get back here, you need to be gone." So we're putting our people in harm's way. So we're arguing with SEPTA, we go back and forth. They agreed to sit down and talk to us to try to come up with some solution to protect our members. So one of the solutions that we're talking about right now, and it's very early stage, I hate to report something before it happens because, as you know, SEPTA has a tendency to change, but they're possibly looking at bringing in security guards. Now, nothing is perfect, and it's gonna take a while if they bring the guards in before we determine just what their role would be, how they would conduct themselves, or whatever. But we have to do something. So hopefully, as early as this week coming up, you may see some changes in the subway to protect us and protect the riding public. Another thing that we're working on, we've been out there, and it's scary, on the Market Frankfurt shuttle, on the grocery shuttle, especially Market Frankfurt, we're speaking about right now. When they close the stations up at 69th Street, when they close the terminal there at Frankfurt, when they kick everybody out, when the nightliners pull up on the Market Franklin shuttle service, all the people inside run out and rush on the bus. Not one of them pay, they walk past the bus driver, they take over the bus. Normally we don't care, and I always tell you, don't get into an argument about SEPTA's money. So it's not, don't look at it and say, I'm concerned about the fare as much as I am the safety. People get on the bus, they go back there, they shoot dope, they smoking weed, they threaten the bus driver, throwing things at the bus driver. I mean, it's almost like being in jail, and the bus driver is there with them. So what we asked SEPTA to do, for those who work those two places, when you go up to Frankfurt Transportation Center, you have a booth there that supervisors use during the day. When you're at 69th Street, there's a booth there that the loader uses. So we sent SEPTA a letter, and we asked them to put at least 2 police officers out there during the hours of 12 and 5. That's the hours that the terminals are closed, and that have the Market Franklin shuttle bus pull up to the booth, and the police come up to the shuttle bus and stand there and let the drivers load. Now, if you don't have the fare, you can't get on. That would take care of about 80% of the problems. Now, one of the problems we have is that when it comes to especially the homelessness, they say that homeless people have a right to occupy space, and I understand that. And I understand a lot of politicians don't want to deal with that. You may have a right to occupy space, and I agree with that. But what you don't have a right to do is not to pay when you get on the vehicle. So even though you may not be able to make them leave a particular space, but you can stop them from getting on the vehicle without paying. Now, it's like saying you go to a restaurant. Can you go to a restaurant and just sit there all day long? No, because you would cause harm to the restaurant. Same thing happens here on the bus. So we're asking SEPTA to do is put the police officers out there and to assist the drivers. That would take care of most of the problems. So again, the bus driver would pull up to the booth, police officer would get out and come out of the booth, would stand there, and make sure the bus is cleared out so nobody can keep riding around. When people get on, make sure everybody get on has a fare. Then we get to the next end, you have police there, they will make sure the bus is cleared, and then make sure, again, people who get on to go back, make sure they have a fare. That would take care of a lot of problems. Now, we run into a little roadblock. We don't really know where it is right now. But this is something that we have to have happen. This is a very violent situation. The other day when we were up there, at Frankfurt side, with the police, we met one of the city council members up there, and we were a little upset that the person let SEPTA know what was going on. So when we got there, normally, when you get there, there's normally no police there. This particular night when they got there, they had SEPTA police there and they had city police there. Well, first thing we thought is, wow, this is all the police here, nothing's going to happen. But to our surprise, it didn't matter the police were there. People still tried to just rush on the bus. The police asked the person to move. They grabbed him by the arm, took him off. The individual he had a hamburger and an order of fries, threw his food in the police officer's face and took a karate stance as if he knew karate. We were up the other end with a reporter and was showing her what was going on. And the police asked the guy to step off. And lucky for the police officer, he wasn't standing directly behind the guy. The guy turned around and tried to sucker punch him. He swung so hard that the guy ended up on the ground. This is a police officer. So my question to SEPTA is, if they act this way with law enforcement who have a gun and a nightstick and handcuffs and the ability to arrest you, what are they going to do with that bus driver out there? So this is a matter of safety. Now I'm going to leave it on this here, that I'm going to put too much in the video. You can refuse a direct order under two circumstances. We don't encourage anybody to ever refuse a direct order. There's two times you can refuse a direct order in circumstances. One, if the direct order is an order for you to violate the law. Two, if it puts your life in danger. And if we don't get action from SEPTA, we're going to push the issue. They're putting our people's lives in danger. So we expect something to happen this week, and it's not something we can keep on waiting next week, the next week, and the next week. We expect some changes to happen this week. If not, we're going to have to do whatever we have to do. Hopefully, we get this thing resolved. But thanks for listening. I'll have some information for you soon. God bless. Have a good day.